and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Aquarius for 2023. As you know, Aquarius, 2023 is a year of the water rabbit, and the rabbit is a symbol of longevity and peace and prosperity. So 2023 is definitely a year of hope. The rabbit is also is associated with the moon. So 2023 is going to be a year where you focus on things that are happening internally. As long as you're able to focus on things happening internally, as long as you're able to raise your vibration, raise your frequency, then you will be able to experience a lot of healing, as well as attract many different manifestations that you want to see in your life. But also, dear Aquarius, as you remember, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Seven of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Wands. In the challenging position, we have the Five of Cups, clarified by the Moon. In the advice from Spirit position, we have the Fool, clarified by the Two of Swords. In the first part of 2023, we have the King of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Cups. And in the second part of 2023, we have the Hierophant, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So let's get right into this spread. In the past position, you do have the Seven of Swords, which is a card that has an element of sneakiness to it, of deception as well. But it is a card that has allowed you to gain an advantage over others. Perhaps you were able to find yourself in a more advantageous situations, or in a more advantageous relationship that really kind of helped you move and progress quite a bit, because the Eight of Wands is all about movement and progress. It is a card that, you know, brings in that flow. We do see the river at the bottom of the Eight of Wands card, which symbolizes abundance coming to you. And so definitely this is a very strong combination, because you were able to kind of get what you wanted without really paying for it, because Seven of Swords is very much about breaking the rules. And sometimes you do have to break the rules in order to kind of get the progress that you want, because sometimes if you just always stop for every single rule, it's going to take a whole lifetime to get anywhere. So in specific and particular times, breaking the rules is the only way you can move forward. However, do beware that Seven of Swords is still a card that has swords, which means there's always some sort of a cost associated with the swords. So let's say like you were working and you got a promotion, right? That promotion might have extra responsibility, or that promotion might have a person or two in your group of workers that may see you as negative. There's always a little bit of cost associated with the Seven of Swords. If this is a card about relationship, and you really were able to get a relationship that you wanted, then you find out that there's some sort of a like you have to travel because of that relationship, which means spending money. Again, with Seven of Swords, there's always a cost associated with it. Yes, you get what you want, and it makes you really, really happy, but there is an element of deception, and the universe has to rebalance everything. So even if there's a deception, it's almost like debits and credits. There's always going to be something in the other column. There's always going to be some sort of a price, if you will, for deceiving, for hiding the truth, for breaking the rule, or avoiding some sort of a responsibility. So the good thing is that this combination is in the past position, so you have already experienced the price associated with the Seven of Swords, because you have the Five of Cups in the challenging position. The Five of Cups symbolizes in this this position, old grief, some sort of a negative experience or negative emotions that you've had lingering with you from the past. You are working really hard on letting that go, and you're very much moving in the right direction. You are letting go a lot more than you realize, which is really, really great. But that can leave you emotionally drained. The Five of Cups is a card where you do feel emotionally drained, and that is important to remember. You need to have a procedure to kind of gain your emotions back in. And so it's important to go back in your memory and forgive, because that makes you stronger, and it returns the emotions that you have drained. Because when you go through something and you feel you're emotionally drained, it's because a part of you died. All of us are constantly going through birth and death. Death is not all about like physical body dying. There can be an emotion that dies, which isn't really physical death, but it creates pain. And so it is important to be aware of. Again, you have to work with your emotions. You have to be emotionally intelligent, which is different from being, good at school or good at taking tests. Emotional intelligence requires paying attention to how you feel and realizing why is it that you feel that way. And I think that emotional intelligence is like, if you're emotionally intelligent, you are richer than Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all of those people put together. Emotional intelligence is infinitely more prized and more important than money in the bank, or any kind of problem solving, because money in the bank is problem solving. Emotional intelligence is something that you have to reach into your consciousness. That is very hard work that other people may not see. But Aquarius, you do need to be proud of yourself, because you are becoming masterful at letting go, and that's great. You do, however, have the moon in the clarifying position, and the moon is all about, as we know, secrets and illusions, because the moon doesn't show things as they are. It plays with our mind, because we see shadows, and we don't really see, things clearly, like we do when the sun is out. So when the moon is out, we have to pay attention to how we feel on the inside. Our sun becomes on the inside of us, and so the way we go forward is through our instincts, through our feeling of what may be in front of us, if you will. So the moon definitely tells me there may be a little bit of a turmoil inside of you, and so you want to balance yourself. You want to balance your divine masculine and divine feminine. You want to align your spiritual self with your mind, with your heart. That alignment is very powerful when it comes to creating the life that you want, and manifesting things into your life. You're constantly creating. You never stopped creating. Since the day you were born, you are a creator of joy or of sadness. You are a creator of laughter or of tears. You are a creator every moment. With every breath, you create. And so, it is important to make sure that on the inside, and that's what the moon represents. That's also what the rabbit, the year of the water rabbit, it's all about the inside. It's how you feel on the inside. So make sure that you don't have any miscommunication. Make sure that you are following your intuition. It does look like you are better with change, Aquarius. You've learned to kind of accept change, but also use change to your advantage. That's also coming through the cards. The advice from Spirit is great. The Fool, take a risk. Go out there, take a chance, say yes. Yes, it is the unknown. You don't know the outcome, but it is important to take a risk, because then you allow the universe to, you kind kind of work with the universe, there's you, and you have to be responsible for yourself, and take on things in your life that kind of help you grow. But you also have to work with the universe, which is the unknown. What is the universe? Is it my neighbor or my friend or my coworker? What is the universe? The universe is everything. It's the grass, the earth, the trees, the wind, and all of it is completely connected. And it's, willing to work with you if you're willing to work with it. So, go and see what friends are available for a hike, or go and see if you can go on a short little trip. Step out of your comfort zone, go to a place you've never been, try something new, allow your consciousness, your mind to expand, because when you see something new, your mind goes, oh, I didn't realize that, existed. And then it kind of signals down to your heart, and the heart then, becomes like, oh, well, maybe I can pursue this or that. So everything is connected. You are influenced by the universe every single moment of every single day. So open up the windows and open up the doors and allow life to come in. Allow the sun to come in, and don't be afraid of the unknown, because you are protected. Allow the chips to fall where they may. Allow things to unravel as they may. That's the only way you grow. You are protected. What is yours cannot be taken away from you. What belongs to you is always going to be yours. And sometimes, again, things go away, things come back. People go away, people come back. Remember, life is not linear. It is like a spiral, if you will. And so it's important to remember that life can turn very funny in many different funny ways. So as long as you keep your heart open, you will attract the things that respond to your vibration. You are attracting every moment of every day. The first thing when you wake up, you should be thinking, how can I create joy today? For myself foremost, but also for others if possible. You also have the Two of Swords in the clarifying position, which tells me that you're going to be making a difficult choice. Which again, the difficult choice, this decision is coming from the inside. You already have the answer on the inside. You just have to allow it to bubble up to the top. And do make sure you have all the information, Aquarius. You want to double check, triple check. You want to maybe ask questions or do a little bit of an investigative work on your own part. Definitely, it's important for you to look inside and make sure that the answer is coming from you rather than from your spouse, your parent, your child, your friend. You are your own person. We get too attached to people that are in our lives. It's wonderful to love, but the answer must come from within you. You should not be looking to anyone else to get that answer. If it's not your answer, if it's your, parents' answer, your spouse's answer, that's not your answer. So you have to differentiate how much you're being influenced by people around you. You also have to understand that the core has to be strong. So when you look on the inside, that should be your answer, not because you took someone else's answer, internalized it, and then you're giving it back to the universe as, oh, that's my answer. It's important to remember you really, really, really have to work on how you feel on the inside to find that authenticity. The great thing is that in the first part of 2023, you have the King of Swords, which means you are going to be very structured. It's going to be a routine kind of 6 months where you will feel like you're working on being prepared and being organized and staying level-headed and following the logic and the rationale, especially when it comes to choices, especially when it comes to making choices, because you do have the Seven of Cups in the clarifying position, which tells me that you're going to be really good and judicious about choosing the correct alternatives that are being presented to you. dear Aquarius. Definitely the Seven of Cups is a card that can be dangerous because it can distract you from the real choice that you need to make. Because a lot of times we want the fame, the wealth, we want all the shiny things. We don't notice the true wisdom, the true knowledge, the true, many of us are like, okay, I finally became the CEO. Now I am successful. So all the other people that live on planet Earth that are not CEOs are not successful. We believe that the measure of our success comes from the titles. We believe that the measure of our success comes from things. I have a Lamborghini, and that means I am successful. I have, I don't know, a horse ranch with 30 horses, that means I'm successful. Success is something that comes from the inside. If you wake up in the morning and you bring joy to yourself and to people around you, you are successful. Everything else is artificial construct. Everything else is artificial. People do need jobs because most people do better when they are in a routine, because there are people who are not as creative, who don't know how to assign their times, when they wake up in the morning, and how to kind of structure their days. So they function better in an office environment, in a routine environment. So it's important to remember that ultimately how you feel on the inside is the most important. You have a whole universe on the inside of you. So you are already successful. You are already whole. And that's important to remember. But in the first part of 2023, you will be focusing on choices. You will be very kind of truthful and very no nonsense, where you're just going for that cold, hard logic and staying with it. And that is really amazing, dear Aquarius, because that is something that you need in order to set yourself up for the second part of 2023. And in the second part, you have the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles, which tells me you're definitely going to be feeling very duty bound. You're going to be, focusing on what is the right thing for me, for my family. What are the obligations that have to be fulfilled? What are the responsibilities that have to be fulfilled, and so on and so forth. It's important to remember that the Hierophant, he is very ethical, he's very moral, he's very in control of his emotions. He's based on traditions, and he has a lot of teachings that he, a lot of wisdom, knowledge that he imparts on people that are kind of around him. But because you have the Ten of Pentacles in the clarifying position, it tells me that you definitely are an authority figure that is in charge of doing the right thing. Maybe you have resources at your disposal. Maybe you are responsible for, passing on the traditions in your family. But there is something that is incumbent upon you to carry forward, if you will, dear Aquarius. But let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled. And we have vacation, take time for relaxation and adventure. Again, very much the Fool. You need to experience adventure because it will allow you to attract new things that can spur creativity inside of you, and therefore make your experience, more colorful, more fulfilled. The journey on Earth can be different experience for everyone. So it's important to remember, when you take a moment to do something you haven't done in a long time, or to try something new, it's good for your soul. It's a spiritual, in a way, cleansing. So try to do that and introduce as many of those experiences into your monthly routine, or maybe daily routine, weekly routine, as much as possible. Let's see what we can clarify with an angel oracle card that I pulled. And we have, Yes! Exclamation point. So there you go. The answer is yes. Let's see what the Energy Oracle card has for us. We have the Temple Path. So definitely focus on that spiritual side. Pay attention to conversations you hear, to the animals you see, to what happens. If you pay attention, you will see the synchronicities. You will see that the universe is working with you, but you really have to be observant. You really have to step, like literally every moment you step, when you walk, you have to be observant. I'm not saying your head should be on a swivel, but if you pay attention, you start noticing things. And sometimes, you have to learn how to pay attention, because you can really focus on paying attention. Like imagine reading a contract, right? You read every single word, you see every single punctuation. That I'm talking about, paying attention on that type of scale, like really paying attention, remembering numbers, remembering names, remembering, who moved, and it's important. And I think that once you do it a couple of times and it becomes easier, you really start to notice the synchronicities. But let's see what we can clarify with an angel and ancestor oracle card. We have Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. Again, it's all about the inner knowing. That's where the medicine comes from. That's where, people say the word disease, right? Disease is dis-ease. It's not ease inside your body. So the energy heals you. And if you pay attention to meditation, to your energy, when you watch how much you eat, how much you consume, you can live a long time and without any kind of diseases, because it's the stress that creates a disease. It's lack of paying attention to how your body feels, ignoring your own body. It's that flow of energy is very, very important, and it comes from inside. All the secrets are on the inside. You know all the answers, and if you wait long enough, they will bubble up to the top. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Aquarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please don't forget to visit me on Instagram, and I will see you soon.